Hi, I'm Usha Venkatraman from Mumbai. I've been telling stories for over 20 years, almost you could say it's my silver jubilee year, 25 years, yes. And I enjoy telling stories. I'm also the founder of Mumbai Storytellers Society. I started this along with five other wonderful storytellers to promote the oral tradition in the city of Mumbai. And we had our first international storytelling festival, and the theme was mythology. So, I'm actually a storyteller. I am a self taught puppeteer, a puppeteer by accident. It all began when, in the year 1996, early 1996, I decided to teach children what is classical music. And the journey began about explaining the concept of melody and rhythm. So I decided to use puppets as musical notes and explain this concept to the children. And it was such a big hit that that's it. There was no turning back, and I started my journey as a storyteller. I worked with a lot of epics, myths, legends, and then went on to tell stories about using folk tales, multicultural folk tales. And I found that to be my unique selling point, one could say, because folk tales have a lot of wisdom. And being a trained teacher, a counselor, I felt that to convey a message, to convey something to the audience, what better way than to use folk tales that convey so much of wisdom? And my advice to all the newbie storytellers is practice, learn your craft. Practice is the only thing. Keep practicing and be true to your story. Adapt the story. Always give credit to your source. Don't copy a story verbatim. You can take certain phrases and lines from a story, but then try to make it your own. It will happen over a period of time. And I'm thankful to Riyadh, the Clippers, for inviting me on this platform to talk about my craft. And thank you, Riyadh. I think you're doing a wonderful job, and you did want me to tell you a story. So, like I said, I've been called by default a puppeteer. I'm not a trained puppeteer, but I like to use, these paperback puppets, which are very easy, and I get them customized. So you see, here is a king, and there is the legend or a folk tale of Diwali, which talks about a king and queen who ruled in India during the ancient times. And the king would gift his wife an expensive gift for Diwali every year. So one year, the king gives his wife a pearl necklace, and the queen loses the pearl necklace while she goes to bathe in the river. A crow comes, picks up the pearl necklace and flies off to the poorest slum in the kingdom. And he drops this pearl necklace outside a poor washerwoman's hut. So this is the washerwoman, and she's not at home. She's out in the village collecting dirty laundry, and she hears the king's men talking about the queen's missing pearl necklace. So quickly she comes home, drops her bundle, and then she finds the gleaming pearl necklace outside her doorstep. She immediately puts two and two together, and she realizes that this is the queen's missing pearl necklace. And she is a very clever washerwoman. So she's been living with her constant companion, poverty. So she wants to rid herself of poverty. So she quickly rushes to the king's palace. And then once she's taken in front of the king, she curtsies and then she wishes him Happy Diwali, and she says, "Your Majesty, I have something that you've been looking for. Here is the queen's missing necklace." The king is jubilant and happy, and he gifts her a purse of gold strings, gold, silver coins filled in that purse string. She refuses. She says, I have a favor to ask. Today is Diwali. I want you to decree. I want you to inform all the people in the kingdom that no one will light a lamp tonight. Not even the palace will be lit. I want only my house to be lit tonight on this night of Diwali. The king is a very just king and he agrees to this strange request. The washerwoman rushes home and she arranges lamps outside her hut and waits for the night to fall. And when it is evening and the sky is dark because Diwali falls on a new moon night, that's when Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, does her usual rounds. So she visits the kingdom and finds the entire kingdom in darkness. In desperation, she can spot that little glimmer of light at a distance and she rushes towards that light. That leads her to the washerwoman's hut. And the rest, as they say, is history. She knocks on the door and she says, "Let me in." She's desperate. And the clever washerwoman has been waiting for just this moment. She says, "I will open the door. Promise you will stay with me for 7 generations to come." Of course, Lakshmi agrees, and in enters Lakshmi inside the washerwoman's hut, and she is blessed with health, wealth, and prosperity for generations to come. Now, this is a folk tale from Bengal. It's a beautiful story. One can explain how one can invest money and reap the benefits later. So stories act as metaphors that teach us something. So if you're a storyteller and also have a teaching background, then the combination of two is lethal. You can go places with your story. So Riyadh, thank you and wish you all the best in your endeavors.